What is going on, YouTubeverse? John Stanek from Johnny Radio here, bringing you another Top 5 on this glorious Top 5 Friday. And I'm so excited. We're at the midpoint, guys. Top 5 songs of 1995. And yeah, this was extremely hard to whittle down. So many great tracks, but I think I did it. Let's get right to it. At number 5.
The world is a vampire.
Bullet with Butterfly Wings by the Smashing Pumpkins, from Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. You know, there were so many great songs on that album. I'm actually very partial to some of the ballads like 1979 and 33, but man, you've got to give it up for this track. I mean, it is so heavy and so dark, and just those drums really lead the track. And it's just so cool, like the guitar sound on the verses, they don't even quite sound like a guitar. It's just like this weird kind of ambient noise almost. But Billy Corgan, man, right when he comes in with "The world is a vampire," you're like, I'm sucked in already. And then of course, he's never sounded heavier on that chorus. You know, despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. And I think everyone can relate to that to some degree. And yeah, it stands as one of their greatest songs, if not their greatest. That's a tough one, though. If I really had to, I'm going to have to get around to my top 5 Smashing Pumpkins songs eventually. But for now, this is just at my number 5. So now at number 4, Downtown by Neil Young off of his album Mirrorball. This was such an unexpected surprise of greatness. This whole record, I think, was so good, and the fact that he had Pearl Jam as his backing band on here, I think, is really what elevates it and makes it so fun. And it feels like they're just having so much fun, and it's so raw in the studio. Even on this song, you get him saying that, you know, he messed something up and he's like, let's try it again with the groove here, and he just goes into it, and then they kick it off. And man, Jack Irons drumming on this track is through the roof. And then of course the other Pearl Jam guys just giving it that edge. But Neil, like, no other electric guitar sounds like him. Like, as soon as he starts doing that riff, you know it's Neil Young's guitar somehow. I don't know how that is, but and then it's just such a fun song where he's just, you know, talking about these nostalgic things like hanging out with Jimmy Page and Jimi Hendrix. And, you know, there's a place called Downtown where the hippies all go. It's so great. And one of my favorite tracks of that year. And that's just number 4. So now at number 3, Deja Voodoo by Kenny Wayne Shepherd off of his debut album Ledbetter Heights. This is just an amazing blues rock song in the vein of Stevie Ray Vaughan, but in some ways taking it to another level. Like, it gets so heavy at one point. There's 2 big guitar solos on this thing, but the one at the end especially is, you know, it feels like he's channeling Stevie Ray and Hendrix. And Kenny Wayne Shepherd, if you haven't seen him live, by the way, is just incredible. Like, he is the real deal. This is my favorite song of his, though. I don't think he ever quite topped it, although, you know, he would go on to make songs like Blue on Black and some really other slower grooves. But as far as hard rocking blues songs, this is just one of the best, and this totally shows why. So that's just at number 3. Now at number 2, Sunstoned by the Prayer Chain off of their album Mercury. A lot of people don't know about this band, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't know about them until many years later. And sadly, this album is very hard to find. It's not on Spotify. You kind of have to go a little bit out of the way to find it. But this song specifically is incredible. I don't even know how exactly to describe it, other than it's a kind of a psychedelic journey that it starts off real slow with this like just groovy bass line, but with these kind of atmospheric thunder sounds. And by the time that this thing builds up, halfway through the song, it is just mesmerizing, and the vocals at the end, like the way that it just gets so intense. It's one of those songs that, like, if I were a filmmaker, I would set this aside as something to have, like, for my opening credits of, you know, some serious dark movie. It's just incredible. It's cinematic. It's beautiful. And it's the reason why Donovan Cox and I named our new band project Sunstoned. We made it all one word, but yeah, we stole it from this track. So thank you, Prayer Chain. So now at number 1, The Benz by Radiohead. You know, I could have done my whole top 5 of just songs off of this album. You know, Fake Plastic Trees, High and Dry, My Iron Lung. I mean, this whole album, it's just one of the greatest of all time. But The Benz, to me, the title track, is the one that is just, it's actually my favorite Radiohead song. Even over anything off of OK Computer and Rainbows. I just think that it is such an amazing rock song, and it defies the, you know, normal rock conventions, while also feeling like very much like a stadium anthem rock song. And I'll never forget when I saw them perform this live. It was actually the last song that they played in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And just when he says, when I need you, and his voice just kind of kept going, it was just, it put chills on my arm. It was such an amazing, like, yeah, fist up rock and roll song. And you know, the sentiment of this song, you know, when he's saying things like, I wish it was the 60s, I wish I could be happy. You know, there's all this kind of ironic songwriting going on with the lyrics, but also it feels very earnest as well. And, you know, it's like, where do we go from here? The words are coming out all weird. Where are you now when I need you? You know, it's just this guy that's just desperately wanting connection with the world. And I think that's kind of what Radiohead, especially in the 90s, did best, whether it was Creep or Paranoid Android. It was like this humanity trying to break through this robotic conformity that we're all stuck in. And, you know, that hasn't quite changed much in today's current age. But that's why I think it's just one of the greatest songs ever. And that is my top 5, guys. So let me know in the comments below what you think. What would your top 5 be? I'd love to see it. If you're so bold, leave me a top 10. So many great songs of that year. But guys, we got top 5s every Friday, album reviews, so much more. Thank you for watching. And as always, Viva la Vinyl. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and be sure to ring the bell for notifications so you can always see great quality content like you're seeing on the screen right now. Thank you so much for supporting Johnny Radio, and I'll see you soon.